Hello everyone. So, what happened when I joined grindr? Yeah, yeah, uh, an app originally designed for gay guys to go and pound each other. They expanded it. I didn't know this. I mean, my understanding was that it was always for gay men. I thought, what the hell? I'll check it out, see, you know, what kind of people there there was there. Um, a lot of gay dudes and a few trans women. I thought, interesting. So, as really more of an experiment than anything else, um, I created a meager profile and I put a picture of me on there. It's a cute picture, um, nothing breathtaking, but it's cute. And yeah, I've never received more dick pics in my life. Unsolicited. I mean, they're always unsolicited, aren't they? See, that's the thing about men. Here's the thing. Gay men, like men, are perfect for each other. Like, all men should be gay. Because they would never find a more welcoming partner than another man. Because here's the secret, guys. Women, women that you would want to actually have sex with, yeah, they don't want to see pictures of your dick. None of us do. The whores do. The easy ones do. Sleazy ones do. But the quality ones, the ones who aren't, you know, wet rags in bed, ones who actually, do something other than just lay there like a mattress. Yeah, we don't want to see pictures of your dick, dude. That's not going to suddenly entice a woman, especially when that's the first fucking thing you do. See that kind of shit? Sending a picture of your dick to another person? That's the kind of thing that would work on a man. Men are very sexually oriented. Um, just because of evolution, women are generally not as sexually driven. Sure, there are certain times, a woman's horned out, she hasn't gotten it in a while, or whatever. But again, generally, the women of quality, they ain't looking for that. Your dick is the last fucking thing that they care about. You know, I don't, I don't date um, dicks. You can take that in two different ways. I don't date guys who are dicks, and I don't date just a guy's dick. I date a person. This is why dating women is so much easier. Because women don't send unsolicited pictures of their breasts or vaginas. That's just not really a thing. At least no woman that I have ever had contact with or ever wanted to have contact with. Um, and so it's like, that's why men are perfect for each other. Men should only be allowed to date other men because they would just have the time of their lives. I mean, yeah. They each want the same fucking thing, just to screw endlessly. Honestly, masturbating is just a lot cheaper. Child support, alimony, you get none of this stuff when you masturbate. Anyway, um, little sage wisdom there for you. But no, on Grindr, I guess that's a thing. That may, sending a picture of your dick may work for some trans women. It doesn't work for me, and it probably doesn't work on the majority of them. Um, so I find it disturbing to just have guys say, I want you, and then send me a picture of their penis. I don't like it. It's kind of like, it's almost like a kind of assault in a way. I know guys are going to roll their eyes and, but it's like, no. Would you just flash your dick to somebody in public? No. You know, and the continuous excuse that I got was, um, it's Grindr. What do you expect? And it's like, well, just because just because that commonly happens doesn't mean that it should. At least not with the women, you know. And they even say on there, they have a thing that says, do you want unsolicited, um, not safe for work pictures, i.e. pictures of genitalia? And some of the guys there said no. You know, um, that's the kind of guy that I want to talk to. But all those guys were gay. Um, there were guys there that were specifically interested in trans women, and yeah, and but I was surprised at how many responses I got. Out of all the guys that I talked with, I should say this, out of all the guys that contacted me, I only really chatted with one. And he was young, and he was kind of nerdy, into the nerdy stuff. He really only seemed to want to talk to me. And it's like, oh, finally. One of these assholes who doesn't send me a fucking picture of his dick at some point. It seems like invariably they all do it, but he wasn't an asshole, but I was like, oh, finally one of these guys, who doesn't do that. Someone who isn't an asshole. And, yeah, just don't do that, guys. Just don't do that. You know? If you're talking to a woman, don't do that. She doesn't want to see it. You know? Unless you're paying her to want to see it. She doesn't want to see it. Um, I mean, it's like, oh my god, it's grotesque. It's like, just don't do that. I don't care. They're like, and all their names are like, thick, thick and hard, or thick and long, or some shit, and I mean, I saw, there were some guys on there, I mean, I kind of get why they were showing them off. Because some of these guys had fucking elephant dicks. I mean, they were just, like, they took up, like, half of their body, lengthwise, in height. I was like, is that another arm? My God. It was just, and for me, I don't find, a penis attractive, really. And again, for me, for any woman, there's a consideration of size. You know, I mean, certain organs are kind of, they're made to flex and stretch, but only so much. And so just because you think you've got this giant dick doesn't mean that every woman is going to want to take that or even can take that. So, you know, I mean, if you have a third arm down there and you're not getting dates and you're wondering why, well, first of all, are you sending unsolicited pictures of your penis to women? And two, um, are you considering that your partner has to take that if it goes that far. And don't be pushy. That's another thing that was all over that place, and has been with men everywhere. Everywhere I've been, where I've interacted with men on that kind of level of possibly engaging in some kind of relationship, they were always pushy. I Women were always subtle. They were never super pushy. They try to get you to realize that they like you, you know. Um, Sometimes they would, just give you their number or whatever, and it was like, it was a clear sign. I was like, oh, okay. But I mean, my God, it's like men are so different. You know, when I was playing the part, you know, um, before I transitioned, I would never in a million years have sent a picture of any of my anatomy to a woman. I would be like, that's grotesque, I would never do that. But I'm a woman. So, to me that's completely foreign. I'm like, why would someone do that? But it seems common enough amongst males that I guess it's just a thing that guys do. Um, and I'm learning this. I mean, I'm kind of new at this whole thing. I mean, I knew it happened, but it's always like some grotesque asshole, where everyone's like, oh my God, did you hear, so and so sent a picture of his dick to Tracy or whatever, and it's like, I'm always like, oh my God, what a pervert. But they all do it. Not all of them, but 99.9% of them do it. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude, keep in your fucking pants. Now I can see why men, overwhelmingly are, you know, charged with and guilty of sexual assault and rape and shit. It's like they just can't they can't control themselves. Now, why did I join it in the first place? Just to see what it was about. And to see, to kind of feel it out and feel out the people. I didn't expect it to be that. I mean, I've been on dating websites before dealing with men. I mean, this was a whole nother level. Um, but most guys, it's like 20% of them would have a conversation with you, and it would go back and forth, and you know, they'd be like, "Oh, I like this," and I'd be like, "Oh, I like that," and it would be, back and forth, and then suddenly, there's a penis right there. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Did it seem like I was begging for that? I mean, I know I'm really focusing on this, but that's pretty much what happened the whole time. You know, and fuck, it's just, yeah. And so it's like they would just spring it on you, and like, here, look at this, you know, here, skinned chicken, you know, a skinned chicken neck and head, it's like, what the fuck, put your, I don't want none of your anaconda. Um, I mean, I got buns, hon, but I don't want none of your fucking anaconda. Um, yeah, jeez, but it was all super sexual, and it's not just grindr, it's everywhere, you know. And I talked with other women who've used dating apps and this other stuff, and it's the same everywhere, you know. I I've never encountered anyone who's ever found anyone using one of these apps. It's like I always end up just deleting him eventually, because it's like, okay, there's no one of quality here, and if there is, you know, they've either already left themselves, or they're not coming back here anymore, or, you know, I haven't met them yet. So, but there was a couple of guys that I did um, chat with, and they didn't send me pictures of their dicks, and when I requested pictures of their faces, they provided them, assuming that that was actually them. And I mean, you never know. You know, you can get catfished pretty easily. And I was like, oh, okay. And so we chatted. You know, I thought, and they were local. I thought, well, hey, do you want to meet in public someplace? You know, and kind of go out on a date or whatever. And one guy said yes. And I brought two pairs of clothes today. One for doing uh, other kind of worky stuff, and a nice pair, so I could look nice, you know, for a date, right? Yeah. A few hours before the date, I contact the guy. I say, "Hey, are we still on?" And of course, invariably, he says, "Oh no, I have to do something else." And it's like, if I had not asked you, would you have volunteered that information? Would you have told me? No. He would have just let me waste my time, waste my gas, going and meeting someone who would never show up. I'm just like, you know what? 21 years. 22 years. 22 years I've been talking with men online. Nothing's changed. I have not met a single one who eventually hasn't made it all about sex. And I don't think there is anyone of quality, any male of quality out there. I mean, 22 years. That's how long I've been doing this. On and off. But, I mean, when things don't change over 22 years, it's a pretty clear pattern. Um, yeah, I realized I don't want this. This is not what I'm looking for in a partner. This is not the kind of life I want to have. You know, I hear all the horror stories. I hear the jokes that people make. You know, I used to be forced to be in a locker room with men. You know, teenagers. I know what they say in there. I know how they think. You know, just by listening to them, by being around them. I don't I don't want to do this anymore. Thank you, grindr, for sealing the deal. I don't want this. I made a video not too long ago about a guy giving me his number. I thought, oh, well, okay, dating, you know, maybe. He, like, instantly, when we started texting, he turned it into sex. And I was like, uh-uh. I've come to realize that that's all men are. They're just walking penises. Or is it the plural, peni? um, yeah. But it's just, you know, they're just walking testicles with some kind of weird looking, you know, stripped chicken um, tube. you know, it's like a tentacle. You know, they're always looking to inject what they've got into anything and anyone, and I'm fucking done with it. I don't want it. I I might be attracted to men, um, you know, intimately in that way, but I don't want to have just a fuck buddy. I want to have a relationship with somebody. And it's clear that if I'm going to have a relationship with someone, it is not going to be with a man. I gotta say it, after 22 years of trying, I'm fucking done with men. I'm done trying to have any kind of meaningful relationship with a man. And I'm not just gonna fuck somebody. That's not how I am. That's just not me. You know? That's not what I want to do. It's not what I want to be. So, yeah. I don't know. It kind of makes things easier in a way. It kind of frees you, you know? Because you don't have to worry about it anymore. And that's one of the nice things about, you know, getting an orchiectomy and um, being on the estrogen is that, for me at least, my sex drive has, you know, um, gone way down. I don't feel that need or urge constantly. But even when I did, I still wouldn't, you know, sexually abuse women by sending them pictures of my anatomy. You know? So, yeah. But yeah, I no longer need to devote any energy to this. And that feels good. There's a bug right here. Go away, bug. Um, yeah. It's kind of like a weight has been lifted, you know? You know what's funny is, in a sense, I can actually thank all of those assholes who sent me pictures of their dicks and wanted nothing more from me than sex. Because now, I don't have to fucking worry about them anymore. You know? The only time a guy is going to expose himself to me in the future is on the street. And then I can fucking call the cops. So, of course, with my luck, the fucking cops would arrest me instead of the fucking sexual abuser. Yeah. But anyway, that's what grindr taught me. That's what grindr did for me. Grindr, thank you. You have driven me away from men. Well, technically, the app didn't do it. The men did it. So, but anyway, thank you, grindr.